Welcome back to 33-year-old Boomer, ranting at the edge of the woods. The internet is dying. Let's go into this deep, dark forest and talk about it. So I don't know if you've noticed, but more and more of the internet is just slop now. Any website you go on, it's just slop everywhere. Whether you're unfortunate enough to still have to go on Facebook, whether you go on Instagram, whether you go on YouTube, there's just an increasing amount of empty, vacuous content. And that's been the case for a long time, don't worry. That's been happening before AI, but it's just been getting a lot worse recently. And I think what's going to have to happen if the internet is to survive is I think we're going to have to go back to using RSS. I mean, I still... Oh, it's a bit dicey. I mean, I still use RSS. I might make a video on how I use it. It's actually fantastic technology. But I think we might just have to go back to something like that. I think we might have to go back to websites which were aggregators of cool websites, which is how people used to find cool websites before Google and all that kind of stuff. Now, of course, the aggregators will get paid off and their recommendations will turn poor eventually. But I think we might just have to go into that direction. I remember back in the early 2000s in Romania, where I'm from. This is my actual accent. Hello, 1 3, 2 3s. You might think this is my actual voice. No. It's the previous one. That's the real one. Sorry, I've just been faking it. You see, there used to be this show on TV, late night TV. It wasn't particularly long, but it was a show. I think it had, part of its intro was like an egg being fried or something. And I think that made the dot in .com or the at or something like that. But they used to showcase cool websites, all of which looked different, by the way. They didn't all look like clones of Facebook and Instagram. You had all these cool websites made by artists who actually cared about design and functionality. They were beautiful and quirky and edgy and weird. They represented all the good things about the old internet. And now all of it is gone. See, I think we're at a point where the internet might become divided, which is how it was always supposed to be. It was always supposed to be decentralized. It was always supposed to be, hey, I'm going to do my thing over here. You go do your thing over there. If you want to talk about Star Wars, go for it. Go to the IRC chat room about Star Wars and talk about Star Wars. If you want to be a furry, go to the furry chat room. And I think what people are going to be doing, unironically, is I think we're going to start following people and creators and experts as opposed to following websites, which is what people are doing right now. People are going on Instagram, on TikTok, and they're saying, hey, feed me. It's literally called a feed, right? Show me stuff. But I think as the internet becomes inundated with low quality, low effort content, AI generated slop, I think these websites, these platforms, unless they ban all this AI generated stuff, I think they will become unusable. Unless they ban it or at least de-rank it, the people who don't want to watch slop, which I suspect is a lot of people, they're just going to leave. Now, I don't know what the solution is. RSS might be a good enough solution where you can just follow the creators that you want to follow on their own website. People have proposed various options. Lewis Rossman has proposed an alternative to this. Whether people will choose to use these options or not is a different question. But I suspect that many of them will. I still have enough hope in humanity that people will choose to not consume endless AI slop and instead choose quality content. Made by people like me. Look, this is quality content. Hello, I'm making quality content. Plugins might become available where if you go on a website that is known to be slop, if you go on a website that has been vibe coded and thus is less safe, if you go on a channel or a page where a creator is known to heavily use AI, you could get warned about these things so that you as a consumer, I really don't like that term, but whatever, you get to decide what it is that you shovel in your brain. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm just being optimistic. Maybe I'm just coping. But I still hope that the algorithms will prioritize authentic content made by humans instead of endless generated slop. Or maybe they won't. Who knows? See you in the next one. Bye-bye.